Good morning, welcome to GrainTV. It's October 15, 2012. To my left is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbino. Markets are experiencing some further selling after Friday's week close. Let's turn over to fire tips, see what's happening in Chicago. Old crop corn is down about 10.5, soybeans off about 30, wheat in Kansas City and Chicago both down about 7 to 8 this morning. You know, Logan, we don't have a whole lot of new fundamental news to talk about this morning. One bit of information that we did get, though, is the National Oilseed Processing Association's crush numbers for the month of September. Why don't you take us through what we got?
Yeah, we did get open numbers here. We're just going to kind of run down overall what we saw. Meal exports were down here in this report. The crush number was about in line with what the traders expecting there. So not really good on the meal front there. You know, last week we did see really strong export sales of soybean meal. Certainly the bulls out there are going to hope for that to continue here if we're going to see a rebound in this market. But I don't think these numbers right now are leading to beans trading down 30 cents right now. I think just continued selling on the heels of kind of a neutral report last Thursday and a bad close to the week on Friday. We're going to kind of break down, though, the technical landscape on this November soybean chart in just a minute. First, though, we did get some good news about precipitation down in South America here. You want to take us through that, Brock?
They're in the heart of their planting season right now for southern areas of Brazil and northern Argentina. Looks like for Tuesday into Wednesday we're going to get some isolated pockets of up to about 3 inches of rain. You know, it's pretty widespread rain across the rest of the region, and for the rest of the week it actually looks like they're going to get some beneficial widespread rains as well. So they are in the middle of their planting season, they are getting some good rains, so everything's shaping up to be good right now. I think that is lending some pressure, especially to the soybean market this morning.
Certainly, especially to some of those deferred contracts here. If you get out into May and July 13, you know, certainly that's going to be very closely followed there as it pertains to those contracts. If we kind of break down, though, the November soybean contract right now, Brock, you know, you and I were discussing this earlier today. You know, we've sold off quite a bit here. We've actually traded down through 15 here in the overnight session. We're now trading down 14.92.5 at the moment, and we're talking about a gap here that we need to fill on the downside there. You want to kind of break down what we're looking at there?
Yeah, a lot of technicians believe when there's a gap created somewhere along the chart pattern that it will be retested and filled later on in the chart. Right. You know, right now we're sitting right above the gap that was made between July 3rd and July 5th, about 1475 to 1490, and we're sitting at about 1491 right now. So if we do end up selling off a little bit more today, filling that gap, you know, I do think we will find some support. If you take a look at the relative strength index here on the bottom of the chart, we're sitting at about 31. Oversold territory is generally thought to be about 30 for technicians. So if we end up selling down through that gap, I think the RSI will hit about 30 and we'll find some support. We'll get some buyers coming in there, and if nothing else, we'll get some short covering profit taking just to give us a slight support in the near term.
Yeah, certainly. You know, this market is due for a little bit of a snapback here. I think we saw that last Thursday after the report. Not a really bullish report there for soybeans, but we did have soybeans trade up quite a lot on Thursday. But if you take a look at this market here, if we are able to trade down to about 14.75 there at the bottom of this range, we've had taken off about $3 a bushel off this contract since the highs here. So a lot of people are in agreement, kind of like it sounds like you and I are, that this market is getting a little bit oversold, or I guess it has been oversold here for a while, and at some point here we're going to have to get some buyers in this market. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that how net long the funds are right now. We've been talking about that for a while, so certainly they have a lot of speculative longs that they still need to take off the table here. We'll keep you posted on that, though, moving forward.
Yeah, I think that about wraps it up here for GrainTV. Follow us on Twitter, @GrainTV is where you can find us. Check us out on Facebook, or you can get a hold of us at 877-472-4607.
Have a good one.